Squid Game USA is already getting hate. People think it'll fail. But what if I told you the clues are already there, and this spin-off might actually work? Here's what to expect from the American Squid Game, and why it could surprise everyone. Before we get into that, let's see how Squid Game Season 3 is connected to this. The last 5 minutes of Squid Game Season 3 didn't just end a story. They cracked open a new one. No fanfare, no hope. Just the front man stopping by at an unknown house. He's not here to start over. He's here to say goodbye to Gi-hun's daughter, to what little piece is left. After that interaction, the front man is spotted in his car stuck in city traffic, and he lowers the car window and then he sees it. An alley, 2 strangers, and a game of Dakji. The same red and blue square that started it all. But this time, it's not Gong Yu, it's her, Cate Blanchett, in a gray suit. Calm, dangerous, inevitable. She looks at him like she knows exactly who he is, exactly what he did. Then it happens.
All right, let's go again.
As you wish.
That's it. No rules, no names. Just the next move. This isn't a tease, it's a message. The game isn't Korean anymore. Even series creator Hwang Dong-hyuk said, "These kinds of games are still continuing in the US. It's not over. It never was. The island is gone. But the system survived. And the person they chose to carry it forward, that's what changes everything. Because the next player isn't a contestant, it's a director who has created one of the most groundbreaking movies. Nobody asked for an American Squid Game. And honestly, most people think it's a terrible idea. They're like, ugh, here come the bald eagles to ruin another good thing. Fair. Most American remakes do suck. But this one might be different. But why? David Fincher. Yep, that guy. The one who gave us Fight Club 7, Gone Girl, and Mindhunter, aka the king of creepy rich people drama and murder mysteries with too many red flags. This dude doesn't do cheesy. He does dark, messed up, and wait, what just happened? And guess what? He might be the one running the whole thing, maybe even directing it. And honestly, Squid Game is kind of his thing. Rich people watching poor people suffer, twisted mind games, capitalism eating everyone alive. This guy thrives in messed up worlds. He's like, oh, people are dying? Cool. Let's make it stylish and deeply uncomfortable. And here's the kicker. It's not a remake. Not a reboot. It's a continuation, like season 2.5, but now with American problems. So yeah, the jumpsuits are back. The creepy masks are back. But now the players might be broke college grads with $200K in student loans. A guy who bought 12 NFTs and regrets everything. Karen from accounting who's secretly been training for this moment at CrossFit. And the biggest question? Who's really running the game now? Because the VIPs, they're not the top dogs. They're just rich weirdos in robes. So who's above them? Jeff Bezos? Mark Zuckerberg in a squid mask? The McDonald's Monopoly man? Nobody knows. And Fincher? He doesn't just want to show the game, he wants to break it, twist it, maybe even make you question if you'd play if the prize was big enough. Even the original creator Hwang Dong-hyuk was like, I've always been a huge fan of David Fincher's work from Seven, and I've loved his films. So if he were to create an American Squid Game, I think that would be very interesting to watch. I would definitely click on it immediately after it's released if it were to happen. That's basically a spiritual thumbs up. And don't forget, Fincher already made some Netflix bangers. Mindhunter, House of Cards, Love, Death, and Robots. The man knows how to make you stare at the screen and forget to blink. So yeah, the American Squid Game might actually slap. It might even say something deep like, winning doesn't mean surviving, or capitalism is the real squid, or never trust a guy in a gold animal mask. Nobody is safe. Everyone is broke. And someone definitely pees themselves in episode 1. But that's not even the moment everyone will be talking about. There's a new recruiter, and in Squid Game, the recruiter is everything. Gong Yu set the bar sky high. Charming, dangerous, unforgettable. But will the new one live up to him or surpass him? Oh, and guess who's joining the chaos? Cate Blanchett. She's not here to smile and wave. She's the new recruiter, cool as ice, smarter than everyone in the room, wearing capitalism like it's Chanel. This isn't about restarting the game. It's about the system spreading like a virus. As Hwang Dong-hyuk said, I didn't end it to to open more stories, but I wanted to show the system still exists. It repeats. So yeah, the game's old headquarters, gone. But the system, that never dies. It adapts. Like a cockroach in a Gucci suit. Don't expect a soft reset. Expect comebacks. In-ho might return. Jun-ho might crawl out of the water like a wet conspiracy theory. Gi-hun's daughter? She might not play. She might fight back. Or worse, join them. Plot twist. What if she becomes the new front woman? And now, the rules aren't just dangerous, they're American dangerous. Like musical chairs at gunpoint, dodgeball with landmines, a twisted spelling bee where one wrong letter equals elimination, literally. And let's be honest, you know there's going to be an apple pie challenge where everyone loses. This time, it's not just nostalgia, it's nostalgia with national trauma, the kind where childhood games get corporate sponsors and lawsuits. If the players change, so do the games. And in America, that means more chaos, more capitalism, and probably someone trying to live stream it for clout. So get ready, the game isn't over. It's just wearing sunglasses and a fake name. But what will they make you play? And more importantly, how will they make you lose? In Korea, the games were based on sweet childhood memories. Stuff like marbles, tug of war, and that weird honeycomb candy. Cute, right? Until it kills you. But in America, the nostalgia hits different. Don't expect dalgona or polite bowing. Most Americans can't even play red light, green light without arguing about the rules or trying to sue someone. So what do the new games look like? One possibility can be, imagine a circle of players. You get tagged, and instead of running, boom, you're leaking. Other possibilities, sack race, over landmines. Jump rope, but the rope is razor wire. Tug of war, over an active freeway. If you lose, you become roadkill. Musical chairs, but the music is played by a live sniper, and the last person gets eliminated from existence. It's America. There are no rules, just sponsors. And still, a little Korean flavor might survive. The young he-doll. Oh, she's not going anywhere. That robot's got merch, memes, and more fans than most influencers. You'll see her again. Still judging, still creepy, still smiling like she knows your Google search history. And now Fincher's in charge, which means it's not just about blood, it's about irony. Fun becomes fear. Childhood turns into trauma with subtitles. And the prize? Still a whole lot of money. But maybe the cost is more than just your life. Maybe it's your dignity, your secrets, your TikTok followers, and the setting? LA, of course, a place where people already fake their personalities for clout, where chasing fame is basically a death game with better lighting, where poverty and plastic surgery exist on the same block. In this version, it's not just about surviving the game, it's about surviving the system. Because American childhood wasn't about joy, it was about winning, being the best, looking the best, and stepping on whoever you had to. Now imagine that energy, but with snipers. But here's the real question. Who's stepping into this arena? Because the names circling this game are bigger than you think. Every game needs players, but this time, they might be famous. Like actual celebrities signing up to risk it all. Cate Blanchett isn't just a random cameo. She's the new recruiter now. Cold, classy, corporate, basically the Gong Yu of America, but with less flirt and more HR energy. She looks like she's about to offer you a LinkedIn connection and a one-way ticket to the death arena. And that's just the start. Rumors say Netflix is eyeing big names like Jenna Ortega, Wednesday Addams but bloodier, Emma Myers, sweet face, chaotic energy. Will Poulter looks like he's already been through 3 Squid Games emotionally. These actors are all Netflix approved, fan loved, and just edgy enough to make you think, wait, are they really gonna die in episode 2? And get this, Robert De Niro as a VIP. Yes, De Niro in a gold mask, betting on who bleeds first. It's both terrifying and hilarious. Imagine him sipping wine, judging people and saying, you talking to me or to the corpse? And if David Fincher is calling the shots, don't expect sunshine and Instagram filters. Expect actors like Jesse Plemons, who looks calm but gives serial killer energy, Rosamund Pike, aka Queen of Plot Twists, and maybe even Kevin Spacey if things get real awkward real fast. Because Fincher doesn't cast hot, he casts haunted. But it's not just Americans, the frontman might return. Lee Byung-hun's character didn't die, he just got cooler and more emotionally unstable. Now he's got guilt, regret, a trench coat, and maybe a brand new mission. And Gi-hun's daughter? Some fans think she'll play, but let's be real. Why would a millionaire's daughter risk dying in a playground deathmatch? Exactly, she wouldn't. But she might. Hack into the system, leak footage, team up with Reddit to destroy Squid Game from the outside. Basically, she could be the Gen Z hero we need. And hey, remember Junho? The cop who vanished into the ocean with 47 unanswered plot lines? Maybe he's not done either. Maybe he's still alive? Maybe he's the one running the games now. Plot twist, he's a VIP undercover? But here's the worst part. None of it matters if the system still wins. Because at the end of the day, the biggest twist is this. Will Squid Game USA actually be good? Or will it be another Hollywood ruins everything moment? Will they explain too much? Will there be an origin story for the red light, green light doll? Will it turn into an MCU crossover with Squid Man? Let's be real. Most people saw Squid Game USA and immediately thought, oh no, not another American remake. Sounds like a cash grab, right? Hollywood loves taking amazing foreign shows and turning them into cringe. So yeah, you'd normally be right. But this time, it's different because this isn't a remake, it's a continuation. The story moves forward, the stakes get bigger, the games get bloodier, and the guy rumored to be running the show? David Fincher, the man behind Fight Club, Seven, Gone Girl, and Mindhunter. A guy who basically wakes up every morning and says, how can I make society look worse today? Even Squid Game's creator Hwang Dong-hyuk said, I'd definitely click on it immediately after it's released. That's not just approval, that's faith in the madness. Because Fincher doesn't do fun, he does uncomfortable silences, creepy rich people, morality so twisted it needs a chiropractor. And if Netflix lets him go full Fincher, we're getting more than just games. We're getting dark satire, capitalism gone berserk, and probably a game where people have to Venmo their souls to survive. Because in America, money doesn't just buy survival, it buys spectacle social media clout. A reality show deal after you survive the deathmatch. As Hwang said, the system remains strong, deeply entrenched, and powerful. And Fincher? He's the kind of guy who doesn't just show you the system, he makes you live in it until you're begging for a refund. But let's be honest, this thing still has to earn its spot, because if it flops, if it becomes Squid Game now with extra freedom TM, it won't just fail, it'll drag down the entire legacy, no pressure. But what if it's bigger than just America? What if this is just the second arena? What if the games are going global? Imagine Squid Game London Edition, where losing gets you banned from pubs. Squid Game USA, powered entirely by lawsuits and reality TV drama. Squid Game Australia, where every challenge involves a deadly animal. So now the real question is this a smart expansion or the beginning of Squid Game Cinematic Universe TM? Either way, better buckle up, because if the game's spreading worldwide, America might just be the warm-up round. America's not the end, it's just the next level, because if the frontman made it all the way to LA, who else is out there? What if Squid Game wasn't just a creepy Korean secret? What if it's a global franchise of death? The finale already showed us the system didn't die, it upgraded. One recruiter in LA? Okay, but then what about one in London, wearing a mask shaped like Big Ben? One in Dubai, holding gold bars instead of cash? One in India, offering prize money and free Wi-Fi? Different countries, different games, same terrifying rules, win or die. Sounds wild? It's already happening. Netflix tested it with Squid Game, The Challenge, the reality show. No deaths, thankfully, but it proved one thing: the world is ready to play, even if it's for clout and not cash. And if David Fincher pulls this off in the US, you think it'll stop there? Nope, we're talking full-on Squid Game Universe TM. Coming soon. Maybe Squid Game UK, where the loser gets banned from tea forever. Squid Game Brazil, samba music plays but someone's crying. Squid Game USA, powered by lawsuits, reality TV drama, and a sponsor nobody asked for. And don't forget the spin-offs. A VIP origin story where we find out who said, "Let's make murder classy." Junho's secret mission, still alive, still snooping the frontman's first game, where he stopped being a player and became the puppet master. Even Hwang Dong-hyuk, the original creator, said, "It would be great if other countries created their own versions." That's basically him handing out out permission slips to chaos. So now the game isn't just continuing, it's scaling, like a tech startup, but with more blood and fewer Zoom calls. The VIPs don't want one final match. They want leagues, tournaments, Death Olympics, World Cup of Carnage TM. Because when death becomes a product, you sell it everywhere, and people will buy it. So maybe the real question isn't, where does the game go next? Maybe it's this: what would your country's Squid Game look like? Would it be funny? Would it be horrifying? Would it involve childhood games? Or just waiting in traffic until someone snaps? So here we are. The game is growing. The masks are multiplying, the system is spreading like a virus with a business plan, and you're either a player, a spectator, or the one brave enough to burn it all down. The frontman is watching, the VIPs are betting, and the next game could be anywhere, even right where you are. Ready to play? Then stick around, because next we're talking about the most hated Squid Game players ever. Click on the video on the screen to find out.